Well, the Kremlin says the presidents of Russia and the United States could meet as early as June. It comes amid growing tensions between the two nations. CGTN's Timothy Ulrich reports.
Reports began emerging early April of Russian troops amassing on the border with Ukraine. Kiev called the move worrying.
The current escalation by the Russian Federation is systemic and the largest in recent years.
Analysts said Moscow was challenging U.S. President Joe Biden early in his administration. Ukraine and Russia were in a standoff, and reports circulated the U.S. was going to send ships into the Black Sea. Putin and Biden held a phone call mid-April, just weeks after news of Russian troop movements.
The president voiced our concerns over the sudden Russian military buildup and increasing aggression on the border of Ukraine and called on Russia to de-escalate tensions.
The day after the call, Turkish officials said Washington had canceled the deployment of naval vessels to the Black Sea. The White House said during the call, Biden also proposed a meeting with Putin. And the following day, April 15th, Washington imposed sanctions on Moscow. They included the expulsion of 10 Russian diplomats. The U.S. also placed sanctions on individuals and assets they accuse of carrying out the SolarWinds hack, a massive cybersecurity breach of federal agencies uncovered last year. The Kremlin then retaliated.
We will respond to this measure in a tit-for-tat manner. We will ask 10 U.S. diplomats in Russia to leave the country.
Russia on Monday took further action, including the U.S. on a list of what it deems unfriendly countries. It will, among other things, limit the number of Russian citizens working at countries' embassies that are on the list. With Moscow signaling a summit between Putin and Biden, there will be a lot for the two leaders to discuss. Timothy Ulrich, CGTN.
Well, joining us now is Sui Hongjian in Beijing. He's the Director of European Studies at the China Institute of International Studies. Good to have you with us on the show. So we're hearing signals that talks could be held between the U.S. and Russia as early as June. How much hope do you have that that could de-escalate tensions?
If we look at what happened, especially recent situation between Russia and the United States, and also this we call the diplomatic war, not only between these countries and also involving European countries. We should know that it's the first time or first summit between two countries once Biden administration took the power in White House. So I understand that always it would not be so easy for those two big powers to have this engagement. So we can find that all of these situations would be a kind of gaming between two countries to get more advantages in the forthcoming summit. So no matter what happened, I mean, the escalation of tensions or some problems, and also I think that the summit will happen on time, because at the same time, for both the countries, there are a lot of common interests. Certainly, for example, to stabilize the so-called strategic balance and so on. So I think that it's just a gaming.
Well, yeah, because also because also in June we're going to see that summit of the G7 followed by the NATO summit. So how will the concerns of American allies affect talks there?
We can find it's just a design of a game for the United States. On one hand, to give some more, dictation to the deterrence to Russia. At the same time, to take a use of Russia as a instrument to have some more solidarity with its European allies. So we can find out this arrangement for this summit between Russia and the United States, and also NATO summit, and also European Union American summit. All of this as a very big gain for United States try to push forward its policy towards Russia.
Right, but it's not just the United States. Obviously, there are tensions with Ukraine. There are tensions growing between Moscow and several European countries, such as the Czech Republic. So where does all that fit in?
Yes, now I think that European countries, especially some Eastern European countries, They are trying to take using of the encouragement from the United States or support to deal with the issue with Russia, and also it's also the time, I mean, for NATO to show its solidarity. So we can find that so far, even there are some change from Czech Republic side to deal with this issue with situation with Russia, but so far more and more European countries and also United States will try to give some support to Czech Republic. But also I think that all of this will be concluded before the summit between Russia and the United States, because once there are more tensions between European countries and the United States and Russia, there will be not, good for this summit. Yes, there will be some problems, some questions, some issues need to be tackled by Russia and the American leaders. But at the same time, it could be so bad. Once it worse and worse, there will no any, means or sense for this Russia-United States summit.
All right, Cui Hongjian with the China Institute of International Studies, thank you.